Hi, Arun here. Now, today I'm going to talk about why I built my own GCC or Global Capability Center. Now, firstly, what is a GCC? Well, it's ultimately an offshore entity, which is a subsidiary of my UK company sitting in India, which employs local people in India to do many of the roles that I may have previously done here in the UK. Now, but why did I do it? Why did I set it up in the first place? Well, I set up my accounting firm over 20 years ago. It's called Samera. And in the early days, I actually did start to outsource, and we had mixed success. But over the years, I realized costs were going up from the vendors we were using. The quality wasn't quite there. The technology wasn't great. So I decided to bring it all back to the UK. But then COVID happened, and I realized I could not find any people to work for me. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to do it all again. But this time, rather than use a vendor and outsource to India, I'm going to set up my own offshore operation in India, a global capability center. In those days, I didn't even know it was called a global capability center. I just said I'm going to set up my own company in India, and I'm going to employ people and ultimately get the jobs done I need to get done. So we did that. I set up my company in India, Samera Professional Services PVT Limited, and that was the beginning. I had to hire a local director as part of the legal requirements. And from that local director, we started to add more manpower over the years. We started with accounting team members, bookkeepers, accountants, people who could do tax returns, all that type of stuff. But now, over the years, our kind of GCC has evolved. It's not just doing the behind the scenes back office work. We have now people helping with the marketing, social media, content writing, video editing, marketing strategy. Even more interesting now in these days of AI, I now have a team of engineers sitting in India doing AI development software work for me. Now, this wouldn't be possible for me if I didn't have a GCC sitting in India and a team in India doing this all for me. I could not afford to be running that here in the UK with all the salary rises, with all the national insurance, with all the taxes. But in India, I can afford to do that. But most importantly, it's not about cost, because no doubt it is a lower cost in India. It's the availability of such great manpower and talent in India. And that's ultimately why I did this. That's why I set up my own GCC in India. Now, this GCC is growing. We're adding new team members as we identify more business opportunities for our business. Of course, we're adding team members here in the UK, but we're certainly adding a lot more team members in India and our GCC to support the growth, to support the kind of opportunities that we're identifying here in the UK and in other markets. So this is why I set it up. It's probably been the best decision of my business career. And I always kind of pinch myself and kind of kick myself sometimes. Why didn't I do it before? Why did I rely on a third party when I could have actually done it myself? Perhaps it was fear. Perhaps it was the fear of the unknown. But now, having done it, you know what? I would thoroughly recommend anyone else in my position to do exactly the same. We are perfectly placed to help other people now. We even have our own GCC setup, consulting setup to help other firms and other businesses set up the right way. We've learned from our own mistakes. But it's an exciting opportunity for those who really want to go forward and do this. So if you need any help and you want to set up your own GCC, reach out to me or download our free guides on our website at sameraglobal.com, and we'll go from there.